I'm not about seeing Becky Hammon get a job before these dudes get a job. That's just not me. I'm sorry.
On today's Odd Coaches podcast, Dr. Adams and Coach Francis discuss NBA coaching changes as well as their analysis of the NBA playoffs. Welcome to today's show. Dr. Keith Adams is the president of the CKA SAVE Project, a nonprofit organization designed to assist student athletes and the people who work with them through educational and professional development. He is a career academic and athletic leader with close to 30 years of experience on the high school and college levels. He has won numerous championships and epitomizes professionalism. Coach Mike Franchise Francis is one of the most successful football and basketball coaches in the state of Maryland. He too is a career academic and athletic leader with close to 30 years of experience on the high school and college level and is self-admittedly a little rough around the edges. Both men have mentored countless student athletes, teachers, and coaches using their unique methods and approaches to leadership. Both men also share a unique and special friendship that was cultivated often through their unique perspective of life and leadership. Dr. Adams through his extensive educational background and Coach Francis through his life experiences. Can these two men share a podcast without driving each other crazy? Welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast. My name is Dr. Keith Adams, founder and president of the CKA SAVE Project, a nonprofit organization designed to assist student athletes and the people who work with them through educational and professional development. With me today, as always, the Tony Gurria to my Rick Martel, my tag team partner, the icon, the showstopper, the main event, and the reason why we are here, Coach Mike Francis. And Coach, it is always good to see you. How are you today, my friend?
I'm well. Thanks for having me, and I'm glad to be here.
Kicked you with the Tony Gurria and Rick Martel.
Yeah, that got me. That got me with that.
Well, on today's episode, we are all NBA all the time. We're going to do a segment on the new NBA coaches, and we're also going to do an NBA Finals preview, and we hope this time we get it right. So starting off, we've got brand new coaches. We've got new coaches in Boston, in hopefully Portland. They haven't had the press conference as of this week.
Yeah.
Seems to be a few news flashes here. Boston has a new coach, and Dallas, again, hopefully it's confirmed with Jason Kidd coming in, and we still have some spots still open. Atlanta still has an interim coach. Nate McMillan is still interim. I don't know if he's been formally hired yet. The local Washington Wizards have an opening. The New Orleans Pelicans, hey, how not to do a number one draft pick, and the Orlando Magic. So, Coach Franchise, we can go in any direction you want to go in. What are your thoughts about these new coaching hires?
I don't know Udoka, the Nets hire. I don't know him that well, so I really
That's Boston's hire, and I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah, he's coming from the Nets, I assume, right?
Yes, sir.
So I don't know a lot about him, so I can't say much. Rick Carlisle, go Pacers, I guess. I don't know. That's right out of the book of the Pacers. I would expect that. Like, this guy, I love to see some new blood. One that I read somewhere that the Wizards were considering Wes Unseld Jr.
Yes, and I've heard Wes Unseld Jr. and Sam Cassell.
Love
Those
Sam.
are the two names that I have heard for the Washington job. And the one that is getting me is the New Orleans Pelicans. First of all,
oh my God,
they're talking about leaving New Orleans as soon as the contract's up with the Smoothie Center. They have Zion Williamson, and this is going to be Zion's third coach in 3 years. If I'm not mistaken, sir, he is on his rookie deal, which means he's going into year 4, and he has the ability to let them know if he's coming back or not. So we might be trading Zion. I wished Washington would actually go in a different direction. Dave Vanderpool has done a lot of time in the NBA. He's done time in Portland, Those guys speak extremely highly of him. He was in Minnesota and unfortunately was passed over. It is a business, nothing personal. And I have not heard him be listed as people being actually interviewed, and that's disappointing. The Boston hire, I've heard nothing but good things about Ime Udoka, and I believe he's Mr. Nia Long, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're married, so I hope I have that one right. He's a tremendous evaluator of talent. But Nate McMillan not being finalized, if I'm Nate, I'm riding all of this out and holding everybody hostage. Any additional thoughts, my friend?
Well, I'm not. I'm going to go. I don't know if this will get us banned or not, but I'm not about seeing Becky Hammon get a job before these dudes get a job. That's just not me. I'm sorry. I want to see Sam Cassell get a job, Chauncey Billups get a job. I'm glad to see Jason Kidd is back in the flow of things. Two people Wes Unseld Jr., no, and Becky Hammon, no. That, to me, that's a blow to, and I'm just going to say it, it's a blow to African-American coaches who played in the league and bust their butt to get where they are. And just to me, it would be incorrect to do that, to step over those guys. I'm sorry. I know she's done a lot. I know she's been big with what she's trying to get done, but I just think there's other guys in line before her. Sam won a championship or two playing. He's coached with the Celtics and they won one. I think the pedigree is unbelievable. I can speak for Sam. I can speak for Chauncey, at the highest level. Jason Kidd, can speak for Jason Kidd, who's a very, very experienced coach. I just think those guys should get a job before she does, and I'll get off my pulpit now, and I'll wait for the backlash to come. So.
Well, I'll start off because in the opening of every show, it says, can these two men host a podcast without driving each other crazy? And yeah, I'm going to be on the other side. I am in the camp for Becky Hammon. I thought she should have got the Portal job and not Chauncey Billups. I'm in the minority, I guess. One, I've always told you in our side conversations that if I was ever back in, Tanya Banks, now Tanya Slayton, would be the first call I make to join my staff, because in today's league, in today's game, I think that differing viewpoint and how she came up in the business, I'm opposite. She just did her grind in the WNBA. She did her internship under Pop. Pop assistants are doing pretty well right now, and basketball is basketball. I think whenever she gets that opportunity, she's going to do a phenomenal job, because she's going to have the people around her ready to assist in terms of putting her in the best possible position. A lot of these guys get jobs and they're not in a position to be successful. So as a result, you got the turnover.
Yes.
But I will let you respond to my putting over Coach Hammon, because I think she'll do a phenomenal job whenever she gets that opportunity.
I just don't think yes, I know there's men coaching in the WNBA, and I can understand that, but I just think that there's guys who've been in this that's, a little more experienced, and in my opinion, that would lead better than what she would. At the back of the mind of the men who's in that locker room, there's always going to be questions about playing for a female. There's always going to be things that's distracting to your locker room, and that's my point of view. Like, it's going to be almost like a circus. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to deal with that in your program, when maybe some people do. So, some people want to sell tickets. Some people want to be able to put merch out and understand and be the first organization that hired a female. I understand all that. And when it comes down to the business aspect, it's going to be what it's going to be. But if it were I were the owner, and just to see what's going on the way it is, I definitely would, think about those other guys first. Not Wes Unseld. I'd hire her over Wes Unseld. I would hire her over Wes Unseld Jr. I ain't gonna lie about that. So
Well, in this space, which is a safe space, and it's okay to disagree, people in Washington, in that nice Capitol Dome, you can disagree with your friends, and that's okay. So let us lead by example, and we'll be back on the Odd Coaches podcast.
The vision of the CKA SAVE project is to use the combination of academics and athletics as a catalyst to lifelong success. Thus, the CKA SAVE project works to improve student-athlete academic and athletic performance by assisting student-athletes with transitional and transferable skills such as time management and organizational skills, along with the ability to self-advocate to help improve performance. However, we cannot do our work without the help of supporters like you. Consider donating to the CKA SAVE project. We accept tax-deductible contributions in a number of ways, including Venmo and Cash App at CKA SAVE project, or directly at the main page of our website, www.ckasaveproject.org. Simply click the donate button. We thank you in advance for your continued support.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches podcast. And in this segment, we are going to talk about the NBA playoffs and how, quite frankly, I was wrong. I was on Utah's bandwagon and they let me down. And I think I picked Brooklyn. I don't know if I picked Milwaukee or not. I don't think I did. I'm on
Brooklyn.
I think I picked Brooklyn. By a toe, baby, by a toe. But Coach Francis, tell me what you're thinking about as we get into the Final Four. We are knee deep in it. I am going to throw out a gauntlet to you. Atlanta and Phoenix. Mm-hmm. You better take advantage of this year because, hey, quite frankly, I'm going to say it. Atlanta's a fraud. Ooh. They lucked up. And I am not on the Trae Young wagon. This guy is a beneficiary of injuries and lucky timing. I'm not saying he's a bad player. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying this is the NBA Finals, and Milwaukee is finally, hopefully, woken up and said, "Hey, wait a second. We're not going against Brooklyn. We're not going against anybody good. We're going against the Atlanta Hawks. Hey, guys, you know it's still Atlanta." We should beat these guys like it's going out of style. But I digress. I'll let you have at it. But yes, I said it's still Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I am not a believer in Atlanta sports in any shape, facet, or form. What say you? I'm still that dude, man. I'm still that dude. It's Atlanta. That's my answer.
I'm 50% on this as far as making it to the finals. I picked the Bucks. I always said playing through Middleton. If you go back to our second episode, as long as they're playing through Middleton, I think they'll be okay. And Giannis is not just a robot anymore. I think if you see the shot chart where he had maybe 3 shots outside the paint in the first 3 quarters. So he's learning that he can dominate within the paint, which makes them even more dangerous because they get timely support from Lopez and timely support from PJ, the guy coming from Houston, which he's playing much better. And he played deep in the playoffs last year, so he can do experience. So I really, really like the Bucks to carry on and continue what they're doing. Now, Phoenix, we talked about Phoenix, and I tell you, when we did our favorite 5 point guards, Chris Paul was the guy, and like you said, and we went through how the 2 games he only scored 6 or 7 points. They lost to the Lakers, but every other game he scored 17, and they won. So if Chris Paul stays healthy and continues to do what he's doing, they will definitely now, they'll surpass the Clippers, and it's going to be a good finals. I think Bucks and the Suns, I think it's going to be a good final. Some people may think underrated. It'll be an underrated final as far as watching TV, but I think people
the sounds you hear are clicking.
Yes. Clicking. HGTV might go up, but no. But I think if people want to see Chris Paul win that first one, and people want to see Giannis win his first one, I think it's think it's great. I heard it's the first time in 11 years in the finals, in the Eastern or Western Conference Finals, where LeBron, KD, or Steph Curry wasn't involved. Something in it.
Well, I got to tell you, Phoenix better take advantage of this. The Monty's doing a great job coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I love what the guys are saying about Chris Paul. When Ayton is talking about, my goodness, Chris Paul is making me a better player. Devin Booker, they're all saying the right things. And again, this is their window. They've got a small window, and if they don't kick it down, everybody's going to be better next year. Everybody's going to be way better next year, and they're not going to be able to take advantage of it. So I'm rooting for the Suns. The Clippers are being the Clippers. Kawhi is hurt. There's nothing that he can do about that. And we've been having back and forth conversations about Paul George for years. Man, I tell you what, I am in the minority. I'm getting crushed on my network. My friends in the coaching business are like, lay off Paul George. I had a prominent local coach, high school coach, one of the best in the area, say Paul George is still top 20, and he's still on Paul George from his injury. My close buddy, from Hood College, Tay Hill, he told me he could say this, saying, man, YA, that's the nickname, Young Adams, leave Paul George alone. This guy is a tremendous talent. And hey, I don't believe in him, okay? I'm finally out there in public saying, I can't back this cat anymore. We've made excuse after excuse about why this has not happened for him. I think Phoenix and Milwaukee will make it to the finals because Trae Young shimmied at the wrong time. I don't know how a guy who ain't won in college or in the pros yet is shimmying on people's courts. And man, if it was me coaching, I'd have had my big center put him down and waste 3 fouls and say, the next time you shimmy, I got 3 fouls left and I'm coming to get you. But I will let you close this out because you did have Milwaukee and you are in the Chris Paul wheelhouse. You've said it throughout, so I will not jump on the wagon, but I'm telling you what they're saying about him and how his teammates are speaking in reverence with him says, man, it's their time.
I really think so, but I still got to go back to your comment about Trae Young, man. Come on now, come on. That young man is balling right now, man.
He is balling. He is hitting all kinds of stuff,
man. You got to give it to him.
Yes, but there's going to be a switch in the fourth quarter, and he's going to have to guard somebody. And I don't know if he's got as Bret Hart once said about Shawn Michaels, I don't think you've got the insides to do what's necessary to win a championship. And if it wasn't for injuries and poor coaching, you would be here anyway. So I think Milwaukee has woken up. I think they're going to shove it down their throats on a regular basis. And then we'll see a basketball purist finals between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns and let the best team win.
Yeah, it's going to be something to watch. I think Ayton's going to be able to guard Giannis, so that's going to slow, that's going to really hamper Milwaukee, so we'll see. But Phoenix and the Bucks, I'm taking Phoenix to win it, just so you know. Phoenix in 5.
Phoenix in 5?
That's what I'm giving you. Phoenix in 5. I'm giving you Phoenix in 5, man. I'm giving you Phoenix in 5, man.
And I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to go Giannis and the Bucks in 6 because nobody wants to see 7 games of this mess. And with that, I'm going to close out the episode because these will be the lowest rated finals in 30 years.
Stop.
And see you on the Odd Coaches podcast. Thank you for tuning in.
Dr. Keith Adams, president of the CKA Save Project, is releasing a book this fall called Finding the Balance: My Personal Journey to Academic and Athletic Success. The goal of this book is to give greater insight into student-athlete motivation to improve student-athlete academic and athletic success through the lens of Dr. Adams' 30-year academic and athletic journey, from being an underperforming student-athlete to an academic and athletic leader. This book is also designed to be a guide for student-athletes, parents, teachers, coaches, administrators, and anyone else who has a passion to help student-athletes succeed academically and athletically. You can pre-order your copy of the book directly from our website at www.ckasaveproject.org. This book is scheduled for release in the fall of 2021. We hope you enjoyed today's show. Follow the Odd Coaches podcast on Twitter and Instagram at CoachesOdd, and make sure to like, subscribe, and share the Odd Coaches podcast. Follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CKA Save Project. And don't forget to follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach Franchize. For more information about the CKA Save Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches podcast.